celebrating 15 years of Young Turks.
Welcome back. You're watching Young Turks, India's longest running show on entrepreneurship. I'm Shruti Mishra. Our Young Turk, Avishkar Intellicap Group, has raised an equity fund of $25 million from Shell Foundation and Turks investment management firm. We have with us Vineet Rai, founder, Avishkar Intellicap Group, Sam Parker, Shell Foundation, and Marilu Fan Goldstein, chair of the management board, Turks Investment Management. Thank you for joining us here. Vineet, many congratulations. First big deal of this year. Throw some light on this partnership.
We have actually been one of the first people who have been building entrepreneurial ecosystem, investing in businesses, and providing capital to any business that operates with low-income population.
Sure.
Now, a lot of people call us complex because we do many things. We needed to actually raise capital to strengthen and deepen our presence in India and expand to different geographies, like we are present in East Africa and Indonesia. We needed significant capital, but we needed a capital that was willing to stay patient with us for 10 years. It is actually aligned to the values and ethos of the group, which is working with low-income and poor people. Sam
and Marilu, I would like to ask you guys that what attracted you to Avishkar and what made you bet big on the company?
In Avishkar Intellicap Group, we found an entity which really, for the first time, has a unique approach to building the whole market environment as well as the entrepreneur. And that's what, from our experience, is needed really to help these entrepreneurs grow and to expand their services really to many millions of people. And that's why we've actually been working with the Intellicap and with Intelligro, which are parts of the group, for quite some years now.
Marilu, what about you? What attracted you to Avishkar?
Well, in Triodos we manage different investment funds, and with two of our funds we now invested in Avishkar. Because we, like Vineet is saying, believe very much that entrepreneurship is key in solving many of the issues in the world. So when it comes to building inclusive businesses, sustainable livelihoods, we feel that entrepreneurship is crucial. And we also believe that it's about building an ecosystem where these enterprises can thrive.
All right, so we need $25 million. Where will you specifically allot these funds?
If you look at the growth of the group, we actually started with $2,100 in 2001. We break ourselves in 8 years growth journey. So in 2008, we had reached around $20 million of assets under management, $2 million revenue, and roughly $100,000 in profit. In 2016, the group is actually around, we are doing around $50 million in revenue, $10 million in bottom line, and managing around $500 million in assets. Our next 8-year plan is to reach around $4 billion in assets, and that is around a 10x growth. $25 million looks like a very small amount of capital, but given that we have come this far with $2,100 of capital, will tell you that we are fairly miser in using the capital and bringing scale. I think the critical and more important part is that this $25 million will allow us to hold significant stake in our debt businesses. As you know, we have microfinance, merchant finance, and venture debt, three different businesses. We will continue to hold significant stake there. And the remaining part, because we as a group are now scaling up and going into new geographies, we want to deepen our presence in India. For that, we require significant investment in leadership. We need to groom our leadership. We do a significant amount of lateral hiring. We need to strengthen innovations that are disruptive for low income and poor people to be incubated within in-house. And we have to strengthen our leadership in Africa and Southeast Asia, where we are planning to expand.
And how soon will we see these changes happening?
Well, actually, it's all ongoing. We are actually investing in our debt businesses right away. We already are present in Africa. We have been doing Sankalp in Southeast Asia, and we have been investing in Indonesia, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka for quite some time. We would be launching our Africa fund sometime next year, hopefully closing it by 2018 late. Early 2019.
Union Budget 2017 is around the corner. Your expectations from the Finance Minister?
If the Finance Minister could actually look at investments that have a very dedicated, impact-making worldview while investing in India, is long term. We are talking about 7 years. If the Finance Minister looks at somebody investing in 7 years to make a difference to the life of 80% of Indians living in different parts of India, we believe a small minor tax benefit to our investors might actually open the floodgates.
As a foreign fund, you either have to partner, either have to have an Indian partner to invest in India, or you need to have a domicile office in Mauritius or Cyprus. What do you think that India needs to do to create a favorable investment climate?
I think from our perspective, we are very impressed with the openness of that we find in India. We have super amount of confidence in this group. We think they have the vision and the capacity. We've found no particular impediments to being able to support them. And so compared to many other countries in the world, it has actually been quite a pleasure to be able to transact.
That was my next question, that you've been investing in other emerging economies as well. What difference do you find in the investment climate?
I think one of the impressive things about India is that there is a intrinsic entrepreneurial culture here. And we work in many countries of the world where we don't find that exists. And I think that's super helpful, because the whole concept of building a business as a solution for social challenges and for environmental challenges is one which is sort of deeply ingrained already in the culture in India, and that's hugely helpful. Perhaps 45, 50 social enterprises we work with across the world, a good 15 or 16 are here active in the Indian market, and many of them are Indian entrepreneurs.
Vineet, there's been a lot of talk about the 2% mandatory CSR spend done by corporates to be linked with investments in social entrepreneurship. Do you think this will be productive, or it will be counterproductive?
There are two ways to look at it. First, currently the 2% CSR is normally dedicated towards those who are actually not-for-profits, and I think a significant amount of capital need to be spent on the work that they are doing. So I actually am a big supporter of the 2% CSR actually going to the not-for-profits. Social enterprises, I understand the challenge, because I'm an investor there, so I understand their challenges. The problem is twofold. How do you distinguish between a social enterprise and an enterprise? And that actually requires a certification. Now, we do not have a certification like they have in US called B Corp. I think India is a place which could be a global leader if rating agencies and the government agencies can actually collaborate to create a certification, and then you can direct, like the government is today using electronic benefits mechanisms to transfer cash directly into people's hand. You can actually dedicate and direct capital.
All right, on that note, that's a wrap on this special edition of Young Turks. As always, write to us with your feedback, comments and suggestions to youngturks@nw18.com. Leave us a post on our Facebook page, and do watch out for all the news and highlights on our Twitter handle. Until next week, from the entire team, goodbye and many thanks for watching.
Celebrating 15 years of Young Turks.